Hi folks, welcome to G for G here on YouTube. Today we're taking a look at a game called Paladins. It's got its closed beta patch 20. Let me tell you, this game has been redesigned 20 fucking times. The card system is yet again majorly changed. Way back in the day, it used to be that you got random cards when you were playing. And you would level up and you would be presented with some cards and you'd pick one. Then you built a deck. And then you leveled up the cards during the game. It's been crazy. When it originally changed from the random cards to the set cards, I was like, I don't like the change. I think it's not as situational now because the match may require a card that you didn't put in your deck, but you would have gotten randomly. Some people disagreed. I've settled into the way cards have been for a while, and I think I was happy with it, and now it's super changed again, and I think it's actually kind of a rather obnoxious change. First things first, let's take a look at some key points in the patch notes. So, Ying is now out. She is not actually a healer. She's kind of like mage-ish. She's like a little bit like Nova from Heroes of the Storm. But we've got some new skins. Pip's got an Infiltrator. Ying has got a Mystic. Androxus has a lot. Sky has Chrome. And Ying has a bunch. But these are the weapon skins over here. Ying's is out of control. I don't know why she's got so many when some people have so little. But Pip and Ying have some different skins now. There's a Smite cross-promotion going on. Blizzard, as we know, is the king of cross-promotion. Hi-Rez is now doing it. The Paladins Founder Pack now unlocks the Fernando skin in Smite for Ares. Whereas in this game, you get an Ares skin for Fernando. Okay, so this one down here, guys, this is the big key area right here. And actually, a few other things. This is really big in this section. Champions must now be purchased in order to be played. Champions cost 2,500 gold or 200 crystals. 200 crystals is 200 of the real-life conversion currency. All current beta players as of patch CB20, cell block 4, will be given all current champions up to Ying. So if you've been playing up until now, you will have permanently open all the heroes and Ying. If you just start today, you will now need to purchase heroes. So, the value of the Founders Pack has now shot up like crazy. It has no actual increased monetary value. There's no items, there's no quantity increase, but the quality is where this is key. The quality of the Founders Pack has now gone up because you now get to use all the heroes. Previously, you had all the heroes anyway. Get yourself a Founders Pack and spread the love with those beta keys. So guys, I have at least 1 or 2 beta keys that I may be able to give you. If anybody is interested, just let me know and I'll see what I can do if I still have them available. All newbies will have 5 champions always available to them. Unlike, say, HOTS, which does a rotation, everybody gets Fernando, Barik, Ruckus, Cassie, and Pip. So that is, in order, left to right, Tank, Specialist, DPS. I would like to see them take out the Barik or the Ruckus and put in Grok to get a little bit of healing there for the noobs. I probably would... I'm torn. I would say get rid of the Ruckus because I'm tired of chasing fuck Ruckuses that come way off the point to chase you down in hover mode and do what they do. However, Chase Ruckus and Chase Buck has gone down a little bit lately. I wouldn't want to perpetuate noobs running around in Ruckus, but I think Barik is a higher skill cap and might be a little bit hard for a newbie to play. They really should consider dropping in Grok for one of those two specialists, honestly. Cassie is very, very easy for a noob to get into. It's kind of the equivalent of like a Vala in Heroes of the Storm, or maybe a Thorn in Battleborn. And Pip is also pretty noob friendly because your aim doesn't have to be the best. You lob things, you can spec into increased explosion, so it's your not hit scanner of the group over there. He's a spammer, he's a lobber. You may now specify which champion you like to craft the skins for. That is big. That is super big. It used to be you just click the button and you got a random. Maybe for somebody you don't even play. And that's where it kind of sucked. And it was expensive too. Like, it took a while to build up the amount of money to craft an epic. Which sort of did make it feel epic, but then you could be completely let down if you got a Barrack skin and you've never even touched Barrack. So that's better. You no longer have a limit on your account level. You can now level to infinity. You will still earn, radiant chests each time you level up. So every time your account levels, you get a new radiant chest. So if we look in the store, here's the Founders Pack. You get an Infernal Warhorse. You get Ares skin for Fernando. You get 2 beta keys, and you get 20 chests. You can buy a chest for 50 crystals. You can name change for 400. To give you an idea of the conversion on it, a name change would cost you $8. If you wanted to get some radiant chests for $5, you will get 4 opens. Yeah, not the best value. I think the minimum crystals should be 400 for 5, and that would be a little bit better. But that's 8 chests. It's, I don't know. 4 seems a little small at the lowest level. 8 seems a little high. 5. Being able to purchase the lowest amount and open 5 chests, I think seems a little fair. But alright, whatever. It's just 1 chest that we're squabbling over. Don't do what I did and accidentally hit auto loot, because I was like, I hit auto loot by mistake, and I was like, oh, I got a sky weapon, and I'm hearing explosions of chests in the background. I don't know, maybe it was just stuck in a loop, but one, oh shit, so like 7 of them opened at once, and I got a lot of loot out of it, but I didn't mean to do that. So my champions right now are an untouched Barrack, Androxus, Groot, Kinessa, and the new one, Ying. And my 2 highest are Pip and Cassie. Grok I've kind of abandoned, but he was one of my definite starter heroes. Also had a pretty decent Sky. Tried Eevee once because I've seen some completely fucking deadly Eevees. Did a Fernando maybe once. Did a Buck once or twice. And did Ruckus a few times. Ruckus and Bucks, these two are probably the biggest chasers when people play them, although Androxus is getting a little chasey. And chasing Groots are just absolute nightmare. You never see a Barrack trying to chase somebody down. Pip, yeah, a little bit. Sky, a little bit, because she gets bloodthirsty. She knows she can't do high damage, so it's in Sky's nature to chase down somebody weak who's fleeing. But the absolute worst are these two. So nowadays, this is the part that has really gotten to me. The card system has changed dramatically again. And oh, by the way, since it's a big patch, your settings will be changed. So just get in the habit of every time you get a patch, especially a sizable one, go into settings, look here to make sure everything's normal, and fix your key bindings. Because your key bindings are gonna be messed up if you do alternative key bindings. So, you know, be aware of that. Also, the beacon is gone. You don't have a beacon anymore. They said the beacon is going to be a card, But if you have to carry a card so that you're allowed to move a beacon, I think that's kind of ridiculous. Just fuck the beacon at that point. Don't even bother putting it in the game. They said something like, when you're on offense, you now are going to have aggressive spawns. They'll be moved up a little bit. I don't exactly know what that means. I think it was like, if you're on attack, which means payload, and you've pushed it far enough, I think maybe it means you will start back at a checkpoint or something like that. So, in seeing what has happened with the decks and everything like that, so now when you click on a hero, you come to this. And by the way, you cannot cycle through heroes from here. That is a quality of life change that I don't like. If it was up to me and I could add some quality of life changes to this, I would put a checklist here, not just a click. Like, say I only have about 20 minutes and I just want to get my first win of the day for 100 gold. I don't care if I do captured siege. I don't care if I do payload. I hate survival. So maybe I don't want to play that and I'm not in a 5-man. Give me like check this, check that, hit queue up, and give me the first available of what I check. A lot of games have something similar to that. I think that would be cool. Here under champions, give me a way of doing a left-right cycle like they used to have. Bring that back. When you open chests and you see your cards, mention who the hero is for. It's not always clear in every card. If the card says that it's smokescreen, you can figure out that Sky. But sometimes it isn't very specific as to the card. It could be a very generic multi hero card. But the ones that are specific to the heroes, I think it should say it. So you're like, oh, that's a Sky card. Cool. And they don't do that. So you now have decks. So the game throws you several preformed decks. So this is kind of like Magic the Gathering. Here's a starter pack of random cards, and here is a theme pack that you could get in the store of like rock and roll, like a bunch of red and greens, and here's Rain Down, which sounds like it would be maybe a blue-white, and Fatal Hunt, green-black, or something like that. So you don't have to pick one of these. It's locked because I don't own that card. I don't own Lunge, so these are locked. But you can still do your customs. Now, the way that this is going on, you can see I renamed... This is the first hero that I played after the patch, so that's the name of my deck. What the fuck is going on? You now have a new system where you are allowed to bring 12 points worth of cards onto the battlefield. It has to be 5, and it can't be more than 12 points. But it can be way under. What has happened is now you can bring multiple legendaries. So you go here, you click a card, and you sort it by legendary. Again, another quality of life I'd like to see. How about you pick hide cards I don't own? I want to go through pages, and it's only 2 here, but some of them get more than this. I don't want to go through pages of shit that I don't own. So, like, I would like a checkbox, like maybe like right here, show cards you don't own. So, what has happened now is that I had all of Cassie's legendaries before. Now I don't. Cards have ranks now. The hero-specific cards have common up to legendary ranks. And so, for example, let's take a look at Drain Life. For each enemy blast shot hits, heals 600 over 3. I have the common version of that, which is only 150 over 3. So, as the value of the card goes up, the power of the card goes up. So, here, Fatal Sign, enemies affected by Scout take 5% more damage. If I were to look at that here at the legendary level, it's 20% more damage. So, it does give you a real high degree of customization. It's just a massive shock compared to the last card system. And it's like nothing that they've done before. They keep just drastically changing the way the cards work in this game. I mean, they totally nuke it and kind of rebuild it from the ground up. So, as you can see, I'm carrying 10 power. I can do multiple legendaries now if I want to. And how you increase your stuff is you either open chests or you go to cards and you craft one. Alright, I had something similar to Big Game before, but weapon shots deal bonus damage equal to 8% of your target's maximum health. So it's giant killer from Heroes of the Storm, really. So I can take out Life Rip and put that in, and I would now go to 11 to 12, and I can carry multiple legendaries. So it is entirely possible to carry 2 legendaries, which bring you up to 8, leaving you 4 points over the next 3 slots. You could go 3 legendaries, but now you can't, because that's 12, so you'd be screwed. You can't have blanks here. So you can't carry 3 legendaries, but you could definitely carry 2. You can carry 3 rares and then have enough left over. And that's actually a sizable balance. 3 rares and then a bunch of scrub cards. So I still have 2 points that I can play with. Your weapon shots deal 15% more damage. I could be super aggressive and take out the lifesteal and go for the giant killer if I wanted to. That just opened up. Oh, didn't I just... Weird big game? Legendary big game? Oh, there it is. Yeah, it wasn't gold. And that's another weird thing. It's not gold bordered anymore, but you can tell by the diamond-ish up top. This would really crank up the DPS to do this along with that. Sounds like a really spiraling out of control damage boost over there. But you know, the lifesteal combined with this blast shot, this is sustain. What I could do is rename Cassie Custom, go to legendary, pick aggression, go to veteran, go to legendary, go to big game. Let's see, under epic, reload speed. I mean, that's basically haste to a certain degree. Lifesteal for a little bit of sustain. See, now I've crossed over the border, so I would have to drop this 2 points, which I can't do. I can't pick a common, drop that down to 1, because I'd be at 13, so you have to downgrade to rare, maximum health, blast shot applies a 600 knockback? What does 600 mean? I don't even know what that means. 600 what? 600 damage? 600 foot? I mean, that would be clear. I don't know what that means. And if I knock this down 1 rank to something in the common, can I stack multiples? No, okay, so you definitely can't stack multiples. That's good to see. So I could take develop, knock it down to a common. Hitting a shot with disengage, weapon shots reduce target healing. So let's pick Drain Life for now. So now I'm coming in at a full 12. But I don't want Master Riding. I've never ever picked Master Riding for anybody. So reduce the amount of time it takes to get on your horse. Look into my horse. My horse is amazing. Give it a lick. It tastes just like raisins. First shot after dodge roll. More experience. Enemies affected by scout. That is a lot of damage. When Fatal Sign is out and common... This is ridiculous damage here for Cassie. She used to have one that said the further away you were, the more damage you did. I think that might be gone. Let's take a look. Inertia. Oh, I like inertia. That's pretty. I would get that. Gain 25% more experience. There's gather. That's always been around. Kinetics. Disarmed. Killing blow restores health. Confused. I still am not really too sure exactly what confused does. Sky Warden. I've hit airborne people with Cassie before. You'd just be deleted if you air shot somebody with the other cards that I have. That's pretty like total fucking deletion now. So they're slowed, they're knocked back. I just could have renamed this to friggin' raw damage. Raw dog. Good job, Dane Cook. So yeah, I always recommend, and now, well, actually, before I get into that, now, the skins will tell you if they drop or craftable. Skins or drops. To just get used to that. Weapons, however, are both drops and craftable. So if I wanted this Cheshire, I could do craft weapon, spend 10k gold, and I would get it. So, you now... I think they converted a lot of older stuff into gold because my gold just shot up when I logged in. What I recommend everybody do is set up decks for at least 4 heroes. Because you never know that somebody's going to grab the hero that you want to play, and then you're like, oh, I'm going to go to my backup, and then somebody grabs that. I've been knocked to a third choice before. It's been a while because I know where Cassie and Pip are on my screen, so I'm ready to click it immediately, but get decks set up for at least 4 heroes. Learn at least 3 to 4. You know, be really, really good at 2. Get a third, you know, a bottom bitch. And then if you can branch out into a 4th, that's pretty good. There are Eevees who do ridiculous damage. She's pretty good to learn. Cassie is very simple. Pip is pretty simple and does not require nearly as good an aim. Skye, don't expect a lot of damage out of Skye, but maybe expect critical kills. Grover's a tank. Barrack can tank with his shields. Fernando is the big tank. And Yin is brand new. So let's take a look at Yin. So, she has a tremendous amount of weapon skins. This is a drop, that's a drop, that's a drop. That's craftable. That's craftable. I honestly think Jadeite looks way more plain than her stock one. I mean, the stock one fits her colors. But, I think it's a little bit more ornate, and if I was to pick one, I think probably Carnation like really stands out. So does Daffodil. So you could craft one right here, or you could open a Radiant chest and get them possibly as a loot box. She does have an alternative skin, so she changes from somebody over to Katana from Mortal Kombat. I don't think there was anybody really this color. Melina was purple. I think that was about it for the ninja chicks. So, you want to go in and take a look at your decks. Now, I don't have really any of Li Ming's cards, so the only legendary I have is, like, the default one that they give you. I thought I saved the deck for her already. Yes, I did. Where did it go? I work my way down. I start at legendaries when I build a deck, and then I go down towards epic. I'm going to grab lifesteal for now. So then I'm looking at rare, health, reduce the cooldown of your abilities, morale boost. Dimensional link cooldown is reduced. Yeah, I picked this before. Strange. My deck seems to have disappeared. And then I believe I did. It's probably going to be blast shields if I remember correctly. Because I don't have a lot of specific cards for her. Increase the range at which you detect stealth attacks that you receive. So Haven is a sustain. And I think it would be... Gather. Yeah, so this is about the best that I could do for her now, because I don't have a lot of her character-specific cards. And as you can see, my power dipped down from 12 to 11. But, you know, it stays up there pretty well on this one. Some of my heroes, like my good decks that I enjoy the abilities, like Pip, he was down, until I crafted some new cards, he was down at like 8. And then I got lucky and crafted a higher Graviton and a higher side tanks. So his power went back up to 11. But, I mean, prior to this patch, I basically had every card for at least, you know, my main 4 and at least 5 or 6. Now it's just really, really weird what they've done. Androxus he's had that countenance skin, but he has a lot of weapon skins, and I happened to get one in a loot box before, so I now have that purple. Pip's new skin is this one, Infiltrator. It gives him something that's pretty definitely different from his others. He gets the antenna, everything like that. So that one's pretty good. They're getting better about making the skins for the characters a little bit more visually different from each other. Like here, that's just a plain old palette swap. I mean, that's Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero Scorpion right there. Same thing, palette swap. But now we're getting stuff like Operative, which changes the hairstyle and really changes the outfit. And then Chrome, I mean, yeah, hello Vanilla Sky's weird-ass sex party. Or is it Vanilla Sky's? Whatever was the Tom Cruise one. That was a massive flop with him and Nicole Kidman. It was just strange. Yeah, so they are getting better with that. But now, like, if you look at Barrick, again, just the palette swap. But his weapons is where Hi-Rez is getting it right. The weapon skins are really good. That's cool. That's very visually different. That's very visually different, too. So they've always been pretty decent on the weapon skins. They just need to ramp up the quality of the player skins. So this is the founder skin right here. As you can see, that's pretty vicious looking. Tempered, I mean, this doesn't look that much different than standard. Standard gray, gold, rock core in his chest. I mean, it doesn't really look that different, other than maybe the gold is a little bit more bronzy, a little bit more muted. Onslaught changes his ponytail color. Maybe the shield is... Alright, so the shield is different. Hard to tell. But yeah, I mean, it's stuff like that the game gets involved with. Now, the Guard of War flamethrower, as you can tell, is considerably different. Shatter's awesome looking. Meteoric definitely stands out. Groot, aka Grover, Autumn is very... I've always been happy with Autumn. It's very, very different than standard Groot. And the weapons... he has an axe skin that I think is now gone. I thought he had a very flamey looking, like very distressed looking red axe or something that I liked. And none of this is looking familiar to me as to what it was, so they may have dropped a weapon skin of his. So that's pretty much it. That's the differences. And then when you queue up, again, quality of life, I wish I could just have some check boxes so that I could do Capture and Siege and something else. I'll go for Cassio. It doesn't really matter what I pick here because I'm not going to display the actual match. I just want to show you guys what the ready up screen looks like now, because it is different. You're going to have to do some different things over here.
Choose your champion.
Alright, so I'm going to grab my Cassie. Once you lock it in, over here on deck, do swap deck and scroll through all of these until you get the deck that you want. Go to your skin, set your skin, go to your weapon, set your weapon, go to your mounts, pick your mount, and you're set. Now, once you do set a deck in a match, you don't have to really change it anymore. Since I've played Cassie a few times, I don't have to keep fixing my deck all the time. Now, in the last patch, it used to say common and champion, and I always would pick champion, and then my deck that I had would be set. So, there you go, guys. There's the new CB20 or Closed Beta Patch 20 changes to Paladins. Now, remember, guys, there's a lot of talk about MOBAs lately and games like this fitting into the MOBA genre. It's not. It is a hero shooter. Paragon is a MOBA shooter, definitely, but Battleborn, Overwatch, this game, they are hero shooters. This is not a MOBA. And as you can see, the little friendly disc is gone. The beacon is gone. They've said the beacon will be a card, but I really hope that does not mean we have to waste a slot to have the ability to bring a beacon out onto the field. Because then, like, who gets to be the bitch who sacrifices a good card just to have a beacon? Kind of bad. Kind of retarded. So there you go, guys. There's the new changes to patch CB20 here in Paladins. If you're interested in a key, then hit me up. And if I've got a spare one, I definitely will see what I can do for you. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.